Sadhgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, Ramayana226. As you may remember, Sugriva was really happy to hear that his brother was going to get it. He spoke with a great show of gratitude. With your grace, I will get the kingdom back and my wife, too. I will see my enemy destroyed, and I will live without fear, which has been haunting me all these years. I will sleep in peace from now on. When they were talking thus, Sita's left eye, which was like a lotus petal, throbbed suddenly. And so did the tawny left eye of Vali, and Ravana was puzzled since his left eye, crimson like blood, throbbed all of a sudden. Sugriva continued talking. He said, "This Hanuman, who is my minister, told me all about you and the many mishaps which have been visited on you. I'm sure your sorrow will soon disappear. The Vedas had once been stolen by the Rakshasas Madhu and Ketaba, and they were rescued by Narayana. Even so, you will find that I will institute a search for your beloved wife and bring her to you, whether she is concealed in the nether regions or in the heavenly haunts. I will find her for you. You can depend on my word. I want to tell you about a recent occurrence." The five of us were sitting on the top of this peak, as is our custom, and we suddenly saw something in the sky. We saw a Rakshasa, dark as a rain cloud, and just as huge. And in his left arm he held a beautiful woman who was glowing golden like a streak of lightning. She was wriggling like a queen serpent, and he held her fast. She was crying out, "Rama, Lakshman." From what you say, it must have been your wife who was carried away. We saw her. While we were wondering about them, there dropped in our midst a small bundle tied up in yellow silk. She had taken off some of her ornaments and had hastily tied them up in a piece of silk torn from her mantle. It was a quick gesture, and she hoped perhaps that somehow you would get to know about it. We have kept the bundle very carefully, and I will bring it to you. See if the jewels belong to Sita." Rama was greatly excited and exclaimed, "Why do you tarry, my friend? Bring them to me at once and let me see them." Sugriva leaped from his seat and ran to a cave which was nearby. In a moment he was back with a small bundle tied up in yellow silk. He placed it before Rama. Rama knew the silk. It was Sita's favorite mantle. With trembling hands, he took up the jewels, tied up in the scrap of yellow silk, and his face, drenched as it was in tears, seemed like the moon in winter, pale and lifeless. "Sita," he cried out and fell down in a faint. They revived him, and holding the bundle to his heart, he sighed for a while and looked piteously at Lakshman. He said, "Lakshman, look at this scrap of silk thrown by my beloved while she was being taken away. Look at these jewels. They have not lost their shape, and that is because they must have landed on the grassy slopes. My eyes are blurred with tears, my child. Tell me, are they Sita's jewels? I'm overcome with grief, which has been renewed by the sight of these. Tell me which ornaments she has thrown." Lakshman cried too, and said, "I have never looked at her face, nor her hands. I cannot recognize the bangles, nor can I her earrings. But these anklets I know, since every morning I would fall at her feet and take her blessings." Rama turned to Sugriva and said, "Tell me more about how you saw my beloved Sita." "Where were you when you saw her?" He continued, "That sinner who has stolen my wife will soon realize that the gates of the city of death are wide open to receive him. I'm angry with him, and that means that he will not live very long." Sadhgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.